Good morning. Welcome to Monday. It is December the 16th, 2024. I'm John Zibney in the MNC News Center. News continues now with our top local stories. One of two men accused of a March bank robbery will serve 6 years for the crime.
61-year-old Tyrone Hunt and 43-year-old Melvin Levy were arrested on March 14th on charges of robbery and resisting law enforcement in connection with an incident at Fifth Third Bank on North Main Street in Elkhart. Police responded to a robbery in progress where witnesses claimed one man forcefully brought the bank manager and another employee from their offices to teller counters, where they were demanded to withdraw almost $8,000 in cash. Using surveillance footage, officers located a suspect vehicle, and as they approached, two men fled on foot. Hunt allegedly told police he and Levy were responsible for the robbery, and he apologized for his actions. He was sentenced for robbery and resisting law enforcement to a total of 6 years at the Indiana Department of Corrections. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
A LaPorte man's been sentenced after he was found guilty of possession of child pornography. According to court documents, 51-year-old Matthew Frazier was on probation for prior convictions of child exploitation and porn possession when a search of his home turned up an electronic device containing photos and videos of child sexual abuse material. He now faces 120 months in prison. A man who'd been shot walked into the Francis Branch Library on Ironwood Drive in South Bend. This happened around 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Police believe that shooting occurred on the 1200 block of Minor Street, not at the library. The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and South Bend Police's Violent Crimes Unit is investigating. New this morning on MNC, a former mental health worker at the Pendleton Correctional Facility faces a misconduct charge.
A former mental health professional at Pendleton Correctional Facility faces accusations of having sex with an inmate in her office. Fox 59 reports 37-year-old Jamie Anderson is charged with sexual misconduct, a level 5 felony. Investigators say DNA evidence links Anderson to the inmate, despite both denying the allegations.
And that's Joe Ullery reporting. Progress. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb believes that's what the state had with his team leading it.
His time as governor will come to an end next month. Holcomb tells Inside Indiana Business that the state used to miss out on business opportunities because it didn't have enough available land. Projects like the LEAP district in Lebanon have changed that, he says.
LEAP was in reaction to being left out of deals that would have gone somewhere else. Now we're in the situation where other states are saying we got to catch up with Indiana.
Holcomb also believes that having higher education institutions involved with other companies is giving Indiana an advantage. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Chickaming Township's getting closer to a new public park. A number of grants have been announced for new park projects in southwestern Michigan, including a new park plan for Sawyer Road. The location was an old fire station that was torn down a few years ago. A Land and Water Conservation Fund grant of $327,000 puts them just under the $100,000 short of their goal. But if things come together, construction could begin next summer. And during the big college football playoff game on Friday, Notre Dame Stadium will become the first stadium with new Wi-Fi technology.
The university has received government approval to introduce Wi-Fi 6E during the game, which will be powerful enough to allow the 80,000 fans in attendance to access the fast connections. 6E technology has existed for about 4 years, but was not approved for outdoor use by the FCC until September. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
Democrats in the Michigan legislature have now advanced a mandatory kindergarten bill.
The bill in the state Senate would require students to be enrolled in a kindergarten program, but opponents say the requirement would limit a parent's choice in their child's schooling. Bridge, Michigan reports that the bill's sponsor, Dana Polahanki of Livonia, says the legislation is not aimed at creating a homeschool registry. Current state law requires children to attend school starting at the age of 6. The bill would require children to be enrolled at the age of 5, but would allow an option for parents to delay the start of school for their child by 1 year. The next step is a full vote in the State House. David Shea, MNC News.
A judge has ruled Stratford Commons Apartments in Elkhart is not liable for protecting a renter killed by another tenant.
Gail Shields' family sued, claiming the complex knew Larry Fosso had made threatening complaints against Shields, his upstairs neighbor. The judge disagreed, ruling the complex wasn't responsible. Fosso's complaints focused on smoke from Shields' barbecue grill. It was back on July 31st, 2019. The 76-year-old Fosso shot and killed Shields and another neighbor, John Malk, before taking his own life. Victor Garcia, MNC News.
A Dowagiac man pleaded guilty to meth use and malicious destruction of property in May. It happened in Niles Township. Leader Publication says 39-year-old Lucas Bennett, who had been on 2 recent probations, was sentenced to 90 days in jail with credit for 3 days served and $175 in fines and costs. The U.S. government and the Democratic Republic of the Congo are looking for assistance in locating 4 individuals.
They're searching for 4 people who may have been involved in the murder of Michael Sharp, a Goshen native, who was among those killed in a 2017 attack in Congo. The Goshen News says Sharp and another individual were abducted and killed while investigating alleged mass graves. Sharp worked for the Mennonite Central Committee before joining the United Nations. A $5 million reward is available to anyone who provides information leading to the arrest, transfer, or conviction of the 4 individuals. We posted their names with this story at 953mnc.com. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
The Steuben County Sheriff's Office is on the search. They're looking for a 48-year-old Tyrone Curtis Jackson, who they say reportedly left the state back in August.
Jackson faces charges including domestic battery, invasion of privacy, 2 level 3 felony counts of sexual misconduct, and failure to appear. Police believe he may be in Tallahassee, Florida, where he has connections. Jackson is described as 5 feet 6 inches tall, 178 pounds, with black hair, brown eyes, glasses, and a beard. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
The very latest now after a crash last week ended with the death of a Trine University basketball player.
Fred Garland was a crucial piece of Trine's Division III national championship run last season. Police say he was driving on I-94 in Michigan during Wednesday's snow system that moved through the region. They say Garland lost control on the icy conditions and ended up crashing. Garland was killed in the wreck. A native of Detroit, he was just 22 years old and just starting his senior season with the Thunder. Kirk Darling, Network Indiana.
And heads up to drivers in Michigan. A new state law in that state will allow speed enforcement cameras in road construction zones.
Governor Whitmer signed the legislation last week after a multi-year effort to allow the cameras, backed by the Michigan Infrastructure and Transportation Association. There were 24 fatalities in work zones across the state in 2023 alone, according to WSJM. That increased the urgency for action to be taken. Michigan is now the 18th state to allow cameras in construction zones. MDOT anticipates these cameras being up and running in about a year. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
The winter forecast calls for the possibility of more snow throughout the season compared to years past. You can prepare now by getting winter weather text alerts. To get them, text weather to 574-25-95-95-3.
Cloudy skies today with areas of fog and rain here this morning. We'll continue to see just cloudy skies this afternoon. Afternoon high temperatures right around 53. We'll drop down to 32 tonight with lots of clouds still lingering, and then partly cloudy skies for Tuesday with high temperatures back at 40. We'll be in the 30s by Wednesday and chances of snow return by the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Breaking news can happen at any time, day or night. Get first word by signing up for breaking news text alerts from MNC. To get them, text the word news to 574-25-95-95-3. Coming up next, top trending stories. We'll also check out your 5-day forecast. MNC News Time, 5:13.
Podcasts by Federated Media.